Hello, happy stampers. This is Kate with Kate's Paper Creations. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Washington State, here to share with you a actually quite beautiful card that would fit the Simply Made criteria. So I think you're going to enjoy it. It's using some of the pieces from Blackberry Beauty. Let me get the catalog here and show you. Blackberry Beauty Suite, and I'm going to be using the Beauty of Tomorrow stamp set. This right here, this one little stamp right there. I'm going to be using some of the Shimmer Gold Vellum, one of the tags out of the ephemera pack, Blackberry Beauty ephemera pack, and a piece of this really lovely designer series paper. These papers are just so absolutely gorgeous. One side of them all have some kind of a foil accent in them, and then the other side does not. And the colors, I don't know if you can see them very well. Oops, hold on. I'm into new equipment. I'll explain that in a minute. There we go. We'll try that again. Sorry for the bump. So anyway, that's the colors we're going to be using. So the Beauty of Tomorrow, the Blackberry Beauty ephemera pack, and some of the DSP. And we will be using Rich Razzleberry and then adding the gold shimmer foil, or not foil, vellum. Okay, so this is the card, the finished card right here. And it is absolutely beautiful, isn't it? You can just see those gold shimmers in the foil there. Isn't that lovely? This tag is from that ephemera pack. This is also, and then these are cut out. So let me show you how we made this card. We'll start with our base, which is the Rich Razzleberry 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4 to make a top fold greeting card. And here's the Rich Razzleberry ink, and here is that image that I'm going to use to just stamp the background right onto here. And so it's just a matter of moving this around and just stamping it. It's not any special way to do it. It's going to be different every time you do it, unless you're better at it than me, because I have a tendency to just end up getting very, very random. And sometimes stamping off the edges is good. That's always a good thing. I am trying not to overlap the images. Let's see, let's do that. I may bring in some paper. I've got a spot there. I really want to. Oh, here it is. Let me get a piece of scrap paper. This is just a piece of letter copy paper, thin copy paper. You could use Post-it notes too. But I want to get an image in that blank spot, and I don't want it to overlap those other images. So I'm going to bring this in and do that. That helps me fill that in. Absolutely works. Okay, so there's the background all stamped, ready to go. Then I cut a piece of the shimmer vellum, gold shimmer vellum. It is cut 2 1/4 by 5.5, and it's going to go right on here like this. When I see another spot, I really want to get as much design on here as I can. So I'm going to bring this back in, and I'm going to stamp off on that edge and get another piece there. And I think I'm going to do the same thing here. Just little touches that I wanted to do. Okay, and then this is going to go on here, and it'll end up going on flat, but I'm also going to cut a piece of the designer series paper, and this is that lovely one with the oak leaves and foil accents, and it's going to go on here just centered top to bottom. And we'll just use the Stampin' Seal to do that. Let's do that. And centered from top to bottom, and it's the same width, so you don't have to worry about the ends. Just like that. Now that's going to go on here like this, and it also is still just flat with Stamp and Seal. And just like that. So there's that. Let's get that out of the way. We don't need that anymore. Then I took this piece from the ephemera pack, and I'll be honest, you can see how it has some of the white edging, like it's been die cut out, stamped and die cut out. I did not like the white edge, so I have done most of it, but I'm going to finish cutting off the white edges of this piece. It just, to me, it distracted from the richness of the front of the card to have this white edge gawking out at me. So I took the white edge off. I'm going to finish doing that while we chat here. I mentioned that I'm using some new equipment today. My son bought me some Bose headphones that have a microphone in them as well. And then I invested in a monitor, an inexpensive monitor. And so I have a monitor now where I can see what I'm doing and make sure I'm staying in frame, and know that I'm keeping things so that you can see them. There isn't glare and all of those things. And so it's really kind of nice to be able to monitor what I'm doing as I'm sharing with you. And then when I attach that to my tablet, as you know, iPads typically only have one spot to hook things into, and that's their lightning port. And so when I plugged that in, then I didn't have anywhere to plug a mic in, and my son goes, I bought you those Bose headphones, Mom, and they will possibly work because they're Bluetooth, so they don't need a port. And I go, oh, okay. And so I hooked them up, and that's what you're hearing me through today is the Bose headphones, and I'm hoping that the volumes are good. Let me know how it works, because for now that's the only option I have for getting the sound in them. I'm looked into doing some voiceover software, and I got a little frustrated because I found some that I thought would work and be fairly simple to use, and then it was, well, yeah, you can use it, but you can't get a high enough resolution for it to be a good YouTube video unless you pay a monthly fee. And then I didn't want to do that because I'm trying to do this, as most of you know, on a shoestring budget, so to speak. I just am trying. I've made over 300 videos now since I started this at the beginning of the pandemic, so that my customers, I haven't had a workshop in over a year, an in-person workshop. And the way I keep my customers informed as to what's going on and what can be done with some of the new products and keep them interested is I've been doing the videos. And most of my subscribers, I believe most of you, are probably Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. And maybe a good portion of you are hobby demonstrators, very similar to who I am, who don't have a ton of customers. You just make a little bit of money on the side, and you do this because you love to do it. And yet, for those few customers you do have, you want to be able to give them something. So that's what I'm trying to do with these videos. But you know what? I'm also willing to share with you as demonstrators. And I have no problem with you copying anything I do. I do appreciate you sharing where you found the original idea, but you're more than welcome to copy. Now, what I'm doing here is you can see there are some white sections in here that I didn't even try to cut out. Instead, what I did is I'm taking the marker, and you could use regular marker, or you could use a blends pen, the dark Rich Razzleberry blends pen. I'm just using the Rich Razzleberry marker, and I'm using the fine tip end because it's just easier to get into these small spaces. And I am just coloring in those white spots with Rich Razzleberry. And that ended up working out really, really slick. I do have to confess, I did the first one with the blends pen, and it's quicker and it's smoother. It just has a smoother look to it. But the marker works too. And maybe if I use the brush end, it would be a little smoother too. But I'm trying to control my coloring here. So get all these little spots colored here. And you'll see why I did that in just a second here when I get it up here and put it on the card front. Okay, there we go. I think we did pretty good there. Okay, so then when you place this on here, that background doesn't look, it doesn't stick out. It blends in with the colors in behind it. And I'm going to come back with my blends pen, because you know what? I colored that first one with blends and I just liked it better. And so here you go. I can't not do it. That's one of the things I love about blends pens, is they leave a nice, soft color behind without being, let's see, I think I put those on this way. So now I'm going to attach this with dimensionals. And I put mini dimensionals kind of out here towards the ends of each of these leaves. So it gets lots of support. I needed about, I made a list of people I wanted to send fall cards to, and I needed about 5 more cards. So that's why we're getting another fall card today. It's October when you'll be seeing this. I forget what date this goes up, but and then I can put a large one here and here. Oops, there we go. Let go. The backing stuck to the dimensional. Not going to cooperate. It gets to go away and I get a different one. Okay. There we go. So that's got lots of them. And like I say, I think I put that on this way, and I did, about like so. So there's that. Then from this piece, let me get it and show you. This piece of Designer Series paper has these lovely birds on it, and I decided to cut out a couple of the birds, and I'm going to be putting those on here. But next comes the sentiment, and of course you can use the sentiment of your choice. I can't tell you where I have these 2 words from. I save my favorite sentiments from discontinued stamp sets, and these 2 were ones that I really liked, Faith and Hope, and so they're the ones I'm going to be putting on here. And I just stuck them on the block and stamped them in like that. Then I wanted it to say "and" in between, so I'm going to bring back that rich razzleberry marker, and I'm going to hand make an "and" just like that. Faith and Hope. Now this is going to go on there as well, and it's going to go over some of this piece that I put on here. So I'm only going to need dimensionals from here this way. So let's put those on. I'm going to put 3 of them on there. And I'm going to put a touch of there we go, Stamp and Seal there, and that'll attach it really well to that. And does that look pretty square? I think I need to straighten it up just a little bit. I try not to press it down into place too quickly, because I want to make sure I've got it square with the world. I'm happy with that. Okay. Yeah. So there's my sentiment. Now the birds. I cut 2 of them out. One with the wings out flying and one that is sitting. And I'm going to put some mini dimensionals on the back. And this one bird is so tiny that I actually ended up cutting even the smallest mini dimensional in half. And I'm going to put a piece up here in the head and another piece in the body like that. And I'm going to put this one up here kind of sitting on the top. Now there was 2 different birds, so on this one you can see I have this bird and he's kind of up and looking this way, and this one is up and looking the other way, and that's okay. And then we'll put some mini dimensionals on the wings of this one. Let's see, I'm going to put him so that one of his wings ends up over here, so I don't want to put a dimensional on that wing. I will put one right in the middle, and I don't think the other part needs any. And I'm just going to go like this. So his wing kind of curves up over the tag that has the sentiment on it. And I did that so that it wouldn't need to be, you know, you don't want to double raise it. Otherwise you'd have to double raise these. And I'm seeing that maybe I did that here, got that dimensional too close. No, it's okay. Okay, we'll leave it alone. Okay, so there is the finished product for the front of the card. For the inside, I cut a piece of white simply because this tag was white, had a white background. Otherwise, you could have used vanilla, but my tag was white, and I just didn't feel like right to put vanilla on the inside. So I took a 1/4 inch piece of the same designer series paper. I'm going to use my handy dandy Zig-Way 2-way glue pen. I'm going to put some glue down the edge of it like that and stick this to it. Just like that. This piece is 5.5 inches long because I cut it off of that other strip that I'd already cut for the front. So there'll be a little bit here for me to trim away, just like that. Get that out of there. And then some Stamp and Seal on the back of this to put it on the inside of the card. Now don't forget, you can decorate the envelope. Use that DSP. Don't be like me and come up at the end of the year when DSP is no longer available or been discontinued and realize you still have all of it saved because it was just too beautiful to use. You don't want to do that. So use that DSP and make yourself a beautiful envelope flap as well. I didn't do that for this video, but there you go. There is today's hashtag simple stamping card. It does use just paper, stamps, and ink, but it does have a little bit of fussiness. And I think you'll agree that cutting off that white edge really makes the front look even richer that way. I hope you'll agree. I hope you've enjoyed my little video. Do tell me what you think of the volume or the sound on this video, as it's the first time I've been using the earbuds for my microphone. And thanks for stopping by.